There was a young rat named Arthur who could never make up his mind. Whether his friends asked him if he would like to go out with them, he would only answer, "I don't know." He wouldn't say yes or no. Either he would always shirk, making a choice. His Aunt Helen said to him, "Now look here, no one is going to care for you if you carry on like this. You have no more mind than a blade of grass." One rainy day the rats heard a great noise in the loft. The pine rafters were all rotten, so that the barn was rather unsafe. At last the joists gave way and fell to the ground. The walls shook, and all the rats' hairs stood on end in fear and horror. "This won't do," said the captain. "I'll send out scouts to search for a new home." Within 5 hours, the 10 scouts came back and said, "We found a stone house where there is room and board for us all. There is a kindly horse named Nellie, a cow, a calf, and a garden with an elm tree." The rats crawled out of their little houses and stood on the floor in a long line. Just then the old one saw Arthur stop. He ordered coarsely, "You are coming, of course?" "I'm not certain," said Arthur, undated. "The roof may not come down yet." "Well," said the angry old rat, "we can't wait for you to join us. Right about face march." Arthur stood and watched them hurry away. "I think I'll go tomorrow," he calmly said to himself. "But then again, I don't know. It's so nice and snug here." That night there was a big crash. In the morning some men with some boys and girls rode up and looked at the barn. One of them moved a board and he saw a young rat quite dead, half in, half out of his hole. Thus the shirking got his due. The quick little kitten thinks it bit a pretty big fish. Dress. Many of Jeff's best friends slept in mesh tents in pleasant weather. Trap. The harrowing black cat dashes at any man and lands on the plaid carriage. Lot. The honest swarm stops and acknowledges the fox dodging the bothered wasp. Strut. Mother loves butter that comes from the southern countryside. Foot. The butcher should put the pudding in the wooden nook to cook. Bath. Can't half the staff asked to transfer to the enchanted castle in France. Cloth. Lawrence often offers Ross a Florida orange and horribly strong, frothy Boston coffee. Nurse. The early bird preferred the early worm. Fleece. These unique machines teach people to speak and reason. Face. The raven waits until late day for the great wave to break. Palm. Father and Ma said to calm the facade to the Nevada Plaza. Thought. The small walrus caught the hawk in the salty water. Goat. The rose slowly grows in Owen's old grove. Goose. Beautiful music booms and humans move to the groove. Price. The shy writer types at night to fight the silence in my mind. Choice. The spoiled boy hoists the toy from the soil. Mouth. Mountains of flowers crowd the grounds about the house. Near. Deidre's fear seriously interferes with her ideal career. Square. Beware of scarce fairies, rare mares, and scary prairie bears. Start. The Sahara party marvels at the far star of the Sahara. North. Laura's warm aura performs Thor's horse for the important war. Force. The adorable boar snores hoarsely and noticeably hoards important pork. Procure. The tourist endures rural tours of Europe and procures gourmet bourbon. Happy. The coffee, salami, spaghetti, and macaroni are ready. Letter. Sugar covers the tiger's whiskers. Coma. Bertha's and Cinderella's saga is a drama. Ah, Richard, Wilbur, and Harry are running around the treacherous river. L. Linda and Ollie pull belly muscles laughing laboriously. N.G. The singing mockingbird is swinging on the ring and dings the awning. Th. The gather the breath, three authentic breaths together. H. Harry and Hilary happily harvest heaps of herbs behind the beehive. Y.O.D. The cute, doubtful blue cockatoo resumes cooing suitable tunes enthusiastically. W. Will and Drew whistle when the wind blows between the whimsical weeping willows. I.N.G. Ms. Fanning is walking and hiking in Wyoming. S. Susie lives in her sister's house on Easy Street with her Siamese cat and Siberian Husky dogs.
Identify your gender.
I'm female.
And your race and ethnicity.
I am white. I'm a Portuguese and Irish.
And how old are you right now?
52.
What year were you born?
1970.
And where have you lived and for how long, if it was a significant part?
40 years in Peabody.
And where were you raised?
Born in Winthrop.
And how long were you there till you moved to Peabody?
I was 12.
Oh, okay. And what languages do you speak?
English.
And what's the extent of your education?
High school.
And what's your occupation?
I'm an office support specialist.
And how'd you get into doing that?
I started as a direct care worker for the Department of Developmental Services and worked up to an office support specialist.
And what is the occupation of your parents or caregivers?
My mother was at-home mom, and my dad owned a mailing production sorting company.
And what do you think about your accent?
I have an accent. Everybody knows where I'm from when I travel.
And where's that? Would they know exactly?
Oh, they absolutely know I'm from Boston.
Why do you think that is?
Probably because I don't pronounce my letters.
Which ones?
All of them.
Is there one in particular?
Well, usually the R's.
Uh-huh. And what do you think people make any decisions about you based on your accent?
No, not really.
And what do you think about your voice?
I sound like a 12-year-old. Usually if somebody calls the house, they ask for my parents, and I say my parents live in Florida.
And do you like that? Do you think about it at all?
I don't think about it at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't faze me one way or the other.
Do you sound like your family?
No.
No? What does your family sound like?
Like my sister, they're a little more rougher on the edges than me. I'm a little more calm, quiet compared to them.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about a moment in your life where you had to make a big decision and how it impacted you?
Big decision was graduating high school and made the decision not to move to Florida. I opted to stay in Peabody with my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband of 25 years.
And why did you make that decision?
I just wanted to stay here. It's what I knew.
Okay. And do you have a person who has inspired you in your life, and why?
Person who inspired me. besides my fabulous cousin Colleen, who's traveled the world, who I'm trying to follow in her footsteps by traveling with her. You know, go to as many places as I can.
Yeah, you travel a lot.
I travel a lot.
Why? What do you like about traveling?
I just love seeing different places and cultures and experiencing different things that you can't see here.
And if you meet somebody when you're traveling, how would you describe, where you live or what it's like here and what they should do if they come to Peabody?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say Peabody. I would say definitely go to Boston. Go to the North End. See all the waterfront, and there's so much to do in Boston, the museums and stuff. So definitely go into Boston, walk around, and just take it all in, just like when we go to their country.
And do you have a childhood friend that you can tell me about?
I actually do not have any childhood friends that I am still in touch with. None.
None?
None.
Who's your closest friend? Can you tell me about them?
Actually, my sister-in-law, Katie.
Yeah.
I see her not quite every day, but probably 4 to 5 days out of a week.
What do you do?
We get together for coffee. We work casino events nights and weekends. We go shopping. We go away to New Hampshire, on the long weekends.
Do you have a family tradition, a holiday tradition, or do you have one? Yeah.
Christmas morning, I go to my sister-in-law's and see my youngest nephew open his Christmas gifts. And then we have breakfast, and usually we go to my sister's house for Christmas dinner, and the whole family goes over there. And she usually comes with me, so she's part of my family too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's your favorite holiday?
I love Christmas because it is the one day that we typically all of my family gets together, like my siblings, their spouses, their children. So it's usually the one day that we all commit and get together.
And what haven't I asked you that you think I should ask
I don't know, Colleen.
you about? What's the best piece of advice you've been given or that you think people should know?
I definitely think that life is definitely too short. You have to enjoy every minute and not stress over the things you cannot change, and live for today because you don't know what's coming tomorrow. You only go this way once. Gotta make it count.
All right. Thank you very much.